How does spontaneous fermentation sour homebrew beer? Imagine standing in your kitchen, ready to create a beer that's truly one of a kind. You want that wild, funky flavor that only spontaneous fermentation can give. But how does it actually happen? Let's break it down. First, you start with your wort, which is the sweet liquid made from mashed malted grains boiled with hops. Instead of pitching a specific yeast strain, you cool the hot wort in a shallow, open vessel called a coolship. This open container is usually made of metal or wood and is placed in a clean but accessible spot. The coolship allows the environment's natural microbes to land in your wort. These include wild yeasts like Brettanomyces and bacteria such as Lactobacillus and Pediococcus. These microbes are everywhere, on the air, on surrounding surfaces, even in the dust. When the hot wort hits the coolship, it cools down enough for these microbes to settle in. Once the microbes are in the wort, they start their work. Wild yeasts like Brettanomyces convert sugars into alcohol, but they also produce funky, earthy flavors that give the beer its character. Meanwhile, bacteria like Lactobacillus and Pediococcus ferment sugars into lactic acid, which makes the beer sour. This process can take anywhere from several months to even a few years, depending on how sour you want your beer and the fermentation conditions. The microbial community involved is very complex. At first, some spoilage bacteria might appear, but beneficial microbes usually outcompete them. The environment's unique mix of microbes, influenced by your local climate and surroundings, creates what's called terroir, meaning the beer's flavor is a reflection of its place of origin. After the initial fermentation in the coolship, the beer is often transferred to wooden barrels or large fermenters for aging. The wood can harbor microbes that continue to influence the beer, adding layers of flavor and depth over time. For homebrewers wanting to try spontaneous souring, it's important to use a clean but open vessel for cooling your wort. Be patient because the process can take many months. Using wooden barrels or other fermenting vessels helps encourage microbial activity. Keep your environment free of harmful contaminants, and remember that each batch will be a little different due to the natural microbes involved. In the end, spontaneous fermentation sours your homebrew by letting wild yeasts and bacteria from the environment do their work. They turn sugars into alcohol and lactic acid, creating a beer that's complex, tart, and full of character. It's a slow process, but the flavors you get are truly unique to your location and your brewing journey.